So this is where like you have to first think about it, what you want to generate. You have to define some context and style, and you can have different kind of the mood also, like the style also added to it, so that it is able to generate what you have in your mind, right? And we are continuously enhancing this model. So if we look at the first parts, first is like kind of a subject. What you want to generate? Let's say I want to generate a ballerina, okay? And how is she? Right? She is tall, she's thin, in a pink dress, she's dancing. Okay. So just close your eyes. What you want to generate, imagine it for a while, and then put your imagination in this particular formula. And then you define a context, okay, where you want this like ballerina to be placed. Okay, I want her on a dark stage set in the scary forest. Maybe you want on a theater or some other places. So this is where you have to like put it, and then what kind of art it should be. So if you have some styling, then you can define that kind of styling. Similarly, like let's say if you want to generate a woman playing football, so I can't just write woman playing football, right? It will generate something, but this is a kind of a formula which will help you to create better prompts. Okay, so first, to remember a woman, what is the description, how is she, how is that personality, how Firefly would know, okay, what kind of woman she is, whether she is playing football just for interest, whether she is athletic, or what kind of personality she holds. Okay, so you can describe that, and then you can, okay, she's playing soccer. I was saying football, okay, soccer on the beach. And then you want it to be a maybe a oil painting or a dramatic. So these kind of things you can define, and then it will be able to give you the better results. And it can you can also use some emotional keywords as well, amaze, surprise, so that it can give that kind of effect. So again, like coming up to how to write the prompt. So a detailed description of the subject will definitely help. And with a detailed description, defining the environment, maybe you want something for an interior, right? So whether you want a picture of a interior living room in a time of a day, or maybe you want a castle image or house image during the winter season, summer season, in which country, in which city, maybe in New York City, or you want somewhere else. If you want them to maybe a man riding a scooter on a moon or a Mars, you can define that. And whether even for a photographic terms also, what kind of effect you want to have in that picture, or depth of the field. So those kind of things you can define. I'll walk you through also, like how to go about it, how to choose these kind of a filter, and then the compositions, like whether you want a close up, shot from above. So these are just filters which you can choose it, and you can add and play around, have different filter, make a combination, and then it will generate. And it has a limit of 175 words. So I said you could be descriptive, but it could not be like a one page essay, what you want to describe. Okay. So let's look at some of the example. So let's say if I want to generate this kind of an image, what I have done is here I'm using model one, a beautiful log like cabin in the mountain. So now if we look through this prompt, what I have written, a beautiful log cabin, right? This is the subject. And then description, okay, snow capped peaks, or and where you want to be, which place you want this thing to be in the mountains, right? And here I have chosen the filter as none. So now what will happen is it will generate different kind of like options, like some could be a photos, this might look like a photo, right? Some could be an artistic format also. So this was normal text. Okay, now let's say if I go and choose different filter. So if I go back to the previous slide and see, like this was the first generation where I had just typed in the prompt. And now if I add different filter, like on the right hand side, if you could see the color tone, the lighting, the wide angle, the shot also. So these filters I have chosen, the styles I have defined. Okay. So now my results has been changed completely. Similarly, like if I go over here and maybe like this time, what I have done is I have changed this compositions to the narrow depth of a field, and maybe I want something in backlighting. So now the output is completely different. So this is like I want to meant to say is like you can start from this image, right? Just by typing the prompt. And here you could see like none of the styles, lighting, and compositions has been mentioned. And then if you refine it further, then you can achieve a completely different results, right? So like similarly, let's say if I want to generate something for a man wearing a business suit, maybe I want this image for my presentation. So for that, what I want is I do not need an art. I can just type in the prompt and here I can choose the filter as photo, right? Similarly, like here, if you could see, like if I am designing something for, like let's say some AR related game or some art. So there, what filters I have chosen is I've chosen a photo, then the concept art, and hyper realistic, and then based on that, I can get this kind of hyper realistic quality of the images. Again, the same set of things also. Here some artistic kind of images, like where I want it to be an art format. And here you could see like maybe I want to showcasing a particular product and I need this to look a very hyper realistic, so I can have this filter as hyper realistic, and it needs to be a product photo since it's a product shot, and the lighting should be dramatic and background should be blurry. So these are the different filters which can help to create this kind of a result. So similarly, like let's say if I want to have this kind of a product shoot, so here also what I've done is I've just chosen a photo, but the prompt what I've defined is a high detail advertising photography. Okay, so when I add high detail, it will try to add more and more detailing to it, and then it will craft the image based on that prompt. Similarly, of maybe a milk bottle also. So here, what I want is the purpose. I want it for advertisement, and it needs to be ultra realistic. And once I define that kind of a prompt, then it will go ahead and create like this kind of a output. Okay. So So here what happens is the word, how you place the word will also change your result. So what could be the different scenario and how it could be useful. So the words, formation of the words can be different. So like here, if I type trailing colors with bubble forming an image of a lion, okay. So here what it is trying to focus is it is trying to focus more on the first part of my word and then trying to accommodate into it. But if I say an image of a lion, here maybe I'm defining the subject first, and rest after that I'm defining a description. So there you can see the change in the results. And like definitely you can have different kind of a thing, maybe a lion reading a newspaper or these kind of things which you will not be able to find it easily. Those also you can generate it on the Firefly. So let's quickly jump to the Firefly website and dive deep into it, and I'll just check if I have any questions on the chat. Okay, Indian related examples, definitely we'll try that. So here, like we are into the Firefly website, and first you could see like this website looks a bit different, right? And what I'm showcasing over here is we have improved this model. So anything if you have to generate, what you have to do is you have to just go and type in the prompt. So the first suggestion and how you can use this prompt technique is you can get an inspiration from all of these content, right? So these are some content which has already been like published and created by other people. They have given permissions. Okay, you can use and showcase this content. So here, like let's say if I want to generate something related to maybe underwater, so I can just go over here and I can view the samples. And based on that, I can see, okay, this person has used this artistic style. So if I want to generate something like this, so I can just go and choose this kind of a style. So this place is also where you can get certain inspiration based on the art you are looking for, maybe something like this. So here also the filter is photo, and you can see sailing ship inside a wine glass and cyberpunk. Here, the kind of a styling is called cyberpunk also. So if I remove this, and you can see the moment I'm editing it, it is automatically giving me the suggestion. So earlier this was not available, and there like you had to struggle a little bit to get the right prompt. But now, like as soon as you will type certain prompts, what will happen is it will keep giving you certain suggestions. So maybe I just want to start with this and hit generate. It will take a while. And here I have different filters. You could see earlier it was kind of a neon, but now it's completely different. And what I have done is here I have made it as a photo. Maybe I want this is portrait. Maybe I want a landscape version of it. So I'll choose it as a landscape version. Here I can choose whether I want to have the content type as a photo or I want to have a kind of a art. Here, like what I can do is I can define like intensity also, what kind of intensity I want, whether I want to keep the low visual intensity or I want to keep the high visual intensity, what kind of styles I want to add. If I have certain styles, I can go and upload it over here. So let's say I want to have a high visual intensity. And then here we have different filter. So in terms of the movement, if I want to have, maybe I want this to have a fantasy filter. Okay. And this way, a lot of new filters has also been added. So you can play around, you can combine 2 or 3 filters to see the different output. Okay, now you could see the output has been changed. Maybe I want to add the cyberpunk filter and then see the output, how it changed differently. Yeah. I've not saved the previous result, but you could see like how changing the filter is affecting my results, right? So I selected Cyberpunk and then my entire output got changed. And similarly, like let's say if I remove this and then generate the output, it will look like same, okay? Something like this. If I choose something like Web Pro Wave, then the output will be a bit different. Okay, so this is a one way where you can go to the Firefly website and then you can take the inspiration. You can see now the outputs has been completely different, right? So these filters are a great way from which we can take inspiration. We'll come to more of it. Just wanted to show another way, like how you can get some idea and the inspiration for the prompt. So of course, like hit generate, go over here, look around, see how people are generating the content, what keywords they're using. Now you know the formula. Another thing is like you can go to this Adobe stock. So this entire model is being trained on the Adobe stock database. So here you also get access to all of those images. So maybe like if you're looking for certain images, so what you could do is you can just go over here and search for it. So let's say girl fairy and forest. So I'll search for that keyword. Okay. So here I have got certain results, right? And you'd say, okay, this is Adobe Stock Library. I'm talking about Firefly. So what I will do is I'll go to the filter, and here what I can do is we have this filter called as generative AI only, right? So like you can go to this website, you can select this filter as a generative AI only. And now it is showing me all the results which or the images which has been created using AI, right? So here, maybe this image is looking pretty good. You want to generate something like this, or maybe this image is looking good. Or let's look at this is also great. Sure, you can look for this kind of a prompt. Mystical dancing, mystical fairy. So I can have a combination also. Fairy. with glowing butterflies. Forest with butterflies, and what I could do. And you can also separate with the comma. Okay. A fairy dancing in forest. Okay. Hit generate. So here what I have done is I have went ahead, I have combined 2 or 3 prompts like which has been got from Adobe stock. So this is also, and you could see the results, right? Quite interesting. So what it has done is like it has tried to take, so this kind of picture is there, and then it has tried to generate this kind of output. Maybe if I go over here, just try to delete certain words. And you could see it is giving me some other suggestions also. Okay, natural background, maybe I want. So let's hit generate again. So meanwhile, like it's generating, what I want to do is maybe I want to have this kind of the lighting, because the image which you see is it's more adding kind of a pinkish lights, but maybe I like this kind of a lighting pretty well. Okay, so it has generated something like this. Dancing in forest. So here you see an option to go ahead and upload your images. So let's say if you have certain images, you want to match the styling and the theme of that image. So right now, like this image has been generated. So what you can do is you can also go over here and choose different themes and different styles, right? So a lot of themes are there, or you can upload your own image. So you can see right now it's looking very different magenta and pink shade, and maybe I like this kind of styling. So what I will do is I'll go ahead, upload this image. Okay. And now here you could see I have the style reference. And now what I'm going to do is I'm telling Firefly, okay, you go ahead and pick up the styles and try to generate something based on the kind of style image I have uploaded. Okay, take a while to generate. And then here, yeah, pretty good, right? So do you think it's interesting? I write super realistic. Okay. Yeah, because of this resolution restrictions, it might not be like, but again, like you have to go and give it a try, try out with different variations. Maybe I want something in landscape format. I can hit generate, and now it will generate completely like new results. Okay. So I just close this so that you can, yeah. So here you could see this was my original image. And based on that, based on the styling and the color tone, it has generated something very different. So this is again like a great way and could be like a great way how you can go and create the content based on the themes or the styles or maybe certain color which you want your content to be having, right? So this was about having the visual intensity, having a reference style, and choosing different effect. And if you're wondering, like your Firefly website doesn't look same, so you need to go here. So first is Firefly image 1. So in this model, and now I'm using the new model, Firefly image 2. So which is the updated version. So that's why like we have better results and better control to it. Okay, let's explore. Okay. So now let's understand like a couple of other filters also. So go ahead, just refresh it. Now maybe I want something for interior, right? So maybe I want something for a living room and a kitchen And so what I'm trying to do is what I want, it's the same formula. I'm trying to break interior design of a living room. So this could be a subject. And here you could see I'm separating things by the commas here, and large window, light colors. Okay. So I'm being more descriptive here. Then I'll choose landscape. I want it as a picture and hit generate. Here I can choose around like different other concepts. Now this image has been generated, and let's choose some color and tone. Maybe I want, let's say golden color. The lighting should be golden hour. Composition should be, okay, maybe a wide angle shot. So this way I can add different filter. Sure, I also have the different other like photo setting also, where I can have different kind of lens blur capabilities also, shutter speed, field of view, and couple of other advanced setting where if I do not want anything, maybe I want an image excluding people. So I can have it, okay, exclude people. So because Firefly might not know that, okay, I do not want people in the kitchen, right? So right now it's not adding any people, so it's good. But if I have to do it, I can just define it, okay, exclude it from the image. Okay. So now what will happen is the entire scene would be changed and based on the composition. Because what I choose this filter as a golden hour, I choose this filter as a wide angle. So based on that, it has gone ahead and it has like generated this entire image. And then like let's say now you want to have the similar images like this. So you can go and click on this drop down and choose on show similar. And then it will like generate the similar images. And we can also use an image for a style reference. Maybe you like this kind of style and the composition, so you can use it as a style reference and then refine your prompts further. So you can see now all the images are looking a bit similar. Okay. So this was about like how you can have different prompts, different filters. And I would recommend using this Firefly like beta 2 model, which is pretty good. So this was about like text to image, how you can provide any prompt and generate it. Like, and we'll also see about some of the other ways which you can use. And next is about like the text effect. So again, in text effect, it also has a limitation of a certain like words. So if you want to generate something, then again, like you have to, let's say if I want to have it Firefly. Then sure, it's not only like specific, like you have to type that kind of effect. Maybe I want to have an effect of golden balloons. So here I'm defining, okay, what kind of effect I want. And based on that, it will try to create some effect. But let's say like if I have something in like for a particular like event or something, and what I want to do is maybe I want to have it as a technology. Okay. I needed to fill it with a, I'm not defining what I mean by technology, but still I can go and define and it will try to generate something which could be related to the technology. Yeah, here you could see it has generated something like related to technologies. And these also, these kind of words or prompts also you can also define. You don't really have to be very specific what you want it to be filled with. So you can just have this kind of, let's say, science. And you can also choose different fonts, you can choose different backgrounds also, and the text colors also you can define. Maybe I specified science, so just trying to add some planets here, right? So right now this text color is none, but maybe if I want to have this kind of a color, so now it has more of this kind of orangish shade. And let's say Flowers. I can also define certain colors also, and like with this color. And now you could see I've got the entire thing covered into filled with that orange color only, right? So this is also some trick which you can use. So if you want to fill it with a, because if I do not define like any of the color, what it will do is it will just try to fill it. Maybe I have to remove this text color also. Yeah, now you could see it has filled it with any random flowers, right? So if I define a color and let's say yellow. Yeah. So this was about text effect, how you can refine it further. So what we saw that first we saw that, okay, what is the formula of generating these kind of a prompt? Then we saw how you can take an inspiration from Firefly, where people have already created this kind of a word. And then we saw that, okay, how you can take the inspiration from Adobe Stock, because this model is being trained on Adobe Stock. Like you can just go to this filter of this Gen AI only. It will give you, if you like 2 3 picture and you want to combine all of those pictures together, you can just go and create a prompt based on that. So then you can create those kind of results. And here, like I think the Panshu mentioned that, like can we use okay, can we see Indian examples? Yeah, yeah, definitely we can see maximum size of the font and the resolution. So size of the font. So yeah, here that is also very interesting question. Thank you so much for asking. So like you will have this thing in your mind, right? Like here I only see few fonts, right? So if on the right hand side, currently on this web page, what we have is I only have access to like these fonts which are listed here, right? These are good fonts, but you'd have in the mind, okay, maybe I have my own company font. Can I apply this text effect there? Yes. For that, what you can do is you can go to Adobe Express, and here, let's say I'm working on like this kind of a creative for the immersive experience. Here, the entire thing has been created in Firefly. So Adobe Express is also all-in-one content creation tool, which you can use it on a browser. But let's say like this font is there, right? And this font is not available on like Firefly, but I want to have this kind of a effect to it. So I can go to the Adobe Express. Here I can type in the font, and maybe here I want to have it filled with this kind of a effect. And then I can also choose different styles, whether I want neon, colorful, or embellished. So now what will happen is it will apply those effects to the fonts which I have used. So here, to answer to your question, you are limited to these set of font, but if you want to have it on your custom font, so like here you can upload your own fonts also. So right now, like what it is doing is it is leveraging, you're getting this option where you can upload your own fonts, and then you can use those fonts. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Okay, Indian content you wanted to see. So I think I should have something here. Yeah. So here also, like if you want to have the Indian content by default, like for me, most of the time it creates a Indian content also. So photo shoot of Indian female model. So this kind of prompt I typed and just provided a filter as a photo, and then it was able to generate a good output. It was with older version, with new version, I'm assuming it would be much better. So definitely go ahead, give it a try. Okay. I know we have less time, so I just cover a couple of other things. Okay, so I think Dipanshu asked this question: Can we use like Chat GPT also? So this is also what I found like really cool is about like Flow GPT, where they talk about like how you can go and use it. So maybe if you want to create certain prompts, you can leverage it to create certain prompts. So maybe uh, create a prompt for a man walking in sky. This has been created by Mark Mansion, and he has trained this to give certain prompts. So this way also you can also train this ChatGPT also. So based on that, it will be able to give you more descriptive prompts. So here I just type, okay, give me a prompt about a man walking in sky. So these kind of prompts it has given me. Let's try. Okay, maybe I want it as a photo. So if I choose auto, it will go ahead and create everything. But if I choose photo, it will able to create something which is more of a photorealistic. So there are several techniques also to train it so that, and now you can see most of the men are Indian. Okay, so maybe it is picking up my geographic location. Okay, Indian men walking in sky. Pretty cool, right? So if I choose art, then what will happen is it will go ahead and create some artistic content. And then maybe these images, although I choose this, yeah. So now it has created this kind of art. And let's go here. Maybe I want this kind of filter. Go ahead and apply it. And just wanted to cover about like let's say if any one of you, or I would say most of you would be using Adobe Stock to find the images. But if you feel okay, going to the Firefly would be on an additional step. So here within Stock also, like we have this option to generate it. So let's say if I want to have a body lotion on a beach. Okay, so I can search for different kind of images, and maybe this is not what I'm looking for. It is not able to generate something. So I can go over here and here, maybe I can just type in the same prompt if I want to generate it. Okay, it will ask me to the agree to the terms and conditions. Sunscreen on a beach filled with, okay. Yeah, so here it has shown me the results from Adobe Stock Library. So many at times, like finding these images could be difficult, and you could see the Firefly model one like options here. Maybe you want a hyper realistic, you want a 3D art, you want a bokeh effect. So these kind of filters I can choose in, and these are the images which I want. Maybe I want, yeah, hyper realistic. Go ahead. Click on generate. So if you're not able to find anything, just come to Firefly, or maybe for Indian content also, it could be great way where you can create this kind of Indian content. If you have to create something like this for an Indian persona, it would be quite difficult. So now I have this image. It looks good. Maybe this one is looking much better. Okay. So what I can do is I can just go over here and maybe I can like download this image and it will ask me for a credit. So I'll skip this part. Okay. So this was about like how you can create this kind of a prompts through even this Flow GPT as well. So it's Adobe Firefly prompt generated. Like we don't recommend it, but this could be one of the way where you can like generate the prompt, or there could be like there are other ways through which you can train ChatGPT to create your own prompt generator based on the kind of work you do, and you can just type few things and it will be able to give you a detailed prompt. So coming back, and then within like Adobe Express also, I can go and have this text to. So if you're creating something, maybe you want to create like text to template we recently released. So these things, if you want to generate some template, you can just type in a prompt, it will generate a template. Or if you want to generate some images, you can generate it, right? And we have few minutes, so I just go ahead and want to talk about. So how long should be the prompt? So the word limit would be like 175 like words, and like you have to play around with it. Like you saw how using different filters, it completely like changes the entire results. So it should not be, the prompt should not be too descriptive, right? And it needs to be a bit specific, but again fitting into that formula of like the subject and then the description, context and the style, and then it will be able to generate it. Okay. And what style of language should you use in AI prompt? So you can have different details. You can type the prompt in different languages. We support more than 100 plus languages. You can type in your languages, maybe like Hindi, Punjabi, Gujarati, Marathi, Kannada. I have tried, and does create a pretty good job. So maybe if you are not like able to put your entire thoughts into English, you can use the language which you are comfortable in, and it will be able to generate. Okay. And again, like poetic and abstract words could result into some different kind of a result, and mix and match like different things, different prompts, and you need to play around the structure. So the whole thing is like you have to imagine something what you have in your mind, and based on that you have to break down in that formula, and you have to make sure that the entire structure is being followed. So, and there are different ways to take an inspiration. And now with this prompt suggestion, again, it becomes very easy, where automatically it will try to suggest you like what could be a good composition or a good prompt based on that formula. Okay. And you can separate those different prompts or different words what you use by the comma. So this will be able to help Firefly to generate like better prompts. So now I'll pause for today. So, and we'll take any questions or any suggestions. Yes, of course. No, like Nandini, what I mentioned in the starting, that it is commercially safe, because what we are doing is we are training this entire model onto our Adobe stock library. So there as well, like we say it is commercially safe. So I would say Adobe Firefly is the model, which can be used like in your like work without any this kind of thoughts in your mind. I know with a lot of AI, a lot of things are getting changed. You have a lot of concerns, but you can use it in your corporate presentation. And we also had indemnification, right? So if you are like want to be extra sure that okay, I want to use it for my commercial presentation into my client's work, so what I need to have some kind of insurance. So for that, we also provide this indemnification. So Nandini, I hope that answers your question. Yes, Rajesh, you can use it for commercial use. So earlier we were in beta, there we were not allowing to use it for commercial use. There used to be a credential, but now we are out of beta, and it is available within the latest version of Photoshop also, Photoshop 2024. So I just want to quickly show one example, like how you can use it. Yeah. So here, like if you have like this is a generative fill. So mainly today's session was about prompt. That's why I focused more on the prompt. But just want to show that, let's say if you have this image and maybe you want to change this attire, you want a professional photo shoot of this man for this professional maybe annual report. What I can do is I can like quickly go over here and make a selection to his shirt. Okay. And then I can just go and type in a prompt as black suit. And then here he is in a black suit. So this way, like you can have different kind of the attire change to it, and different other things also. So let me show it. Yeah. So this image was also like generated using Firefly. So same body lotion picture I was trying to generate. So here what I've done is I have generated this, and within Photoshop also we have this feature. So here I'll just make a selection. Press the shift key. And then here I go. And here what I will do is I will just hit enter. I will not type any prompt. I will just hit enter and it will go analyze the image and fill up this entire image. And how we say that, like, we provide you that peace of mind is, like, let's say I'm manipulating this image using Firefly capability, like generative AI. So what we will do is, once you go and upload this image to the content authenticity website, it will be able to show, okay, this image was manipulated in Adobe Firefly. And here we have different results, right?